You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gab.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriot. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily.
Hi guys, how are you guys doing? You guys can hear me? Let me see. Can you hear me? All right. That was a little loud. All right. Thank you for joining me on the HighlyEvolvedPodcast. I'm your host, Stefan. You can find me at Minds.com, BitChute, and Gab.com. All right. Most importantly, like, share, subscribe on YouTube because we're writing this until the wheel fall off. On that note, guys, let's start the show. On this episode, I want to read an article about what's going on in the Iran situations and what Pompeo is suggesting to President Trump or what he should do. This is an article from Zero Hedge. Like always, I'll leave the article in the description below. Let's see what this has to say. All right, if you know me right now, I'm not for war. The only way I'm for war if we know we can get a win, but I'm not for any type of war at all because war is the last option that we should ever take. All right, because there's a lot of things being affected when we go into war. War is not a good thing. It might be lucrative for the military-industrial complex, but it's not lucrative for us. But here's the article. Pompeo to present military option to Trump as Iran threatened carry the precise ballistic missiles. Echoing prior comments of the Tarians leader that an U.S. aircraft carrier in the Persian Gulf would set the stage of a shooting gallery. The commander of Iran elite Revolutionary Guard Corps warned Tuesday that its ballistic missiles are capable of hitting a carrier in the sea with great precision. These missiles can hit a great precise carrier in the sea. The missile is domestically produced and are difficult to intercept it and hit with other missiles. That's my dog if you hear barking. Barriers General Hassan Salam said in a television speech per Reuters. Right. He also asserted that Iran ballistic missile technology have tipped and balanced of power of missile in the Middle East of Tehran favor, even with the increasing buildup of American forces of the regions, including the USS Abraham Lincoln carrier strike group deployed last month. If you haven't heard, Trump just released 1,000 troops to the Middle East, but it's not clearly disclosed what he's going to do with them yet. All right, but let's continue. As we previously analyzed, it appears that Tehran is now waging its own maximum counter pressure campaign against the White House, and given it been largely blocked it from exporting a vital 2 million barrels per day. And the U.S. economic blockage sent an economic into a tailspin. Tehran could force Trump to choose among two bad options. See global oil squeeze within soaring prices due to a tanker war and military threat in the Strait of Hormuz, or commit U.S. forces yet another disastrous regime changes world in the Middle East. Come here. All right. So they're giving Trump an option, right? Well, one option. What is one option? Global option. Two option. Among two bad options, see global oil prices squeeze and spurring prices due to tankers war. You know, one thing that people are misconcepting that America does not necessarily depend on oil from the Middle East, right? People don't understand that. Most of our oil are consumed within domestic in South America and within our own oil reserve. The most people that use a lot of oil from the Middle East are people from China, right, Europe, and probably Asia, right? We have our own oil reserve, right, and we have we don't just necessarily order our oil from the Middle East, and to try to lie is misguided, all right? That's what it is, misguided. Squeeze the source. Squeeze and soared due to tanker war and military threat to the Strait of Hormuz, or commit U.S. force yet to another Disastrous regime change. All right, that's too bad option. Or you know what's another option? He's decided not to do nothing because it's not our war. Look, the they striked it. The claim was they struck the Japanese oil carriers and they struck the Norwegian oil carrier. It was not American troops, right? No American troop was dead and were harmed, right? No American property was damaged, right? They tried to say they shot down drones. They didn't shoot any drones. The drone was missed by a mile. You know how long a mile is in the sky? All right, they didn't hit anything. All right, it shows you how inaccurate their accuracy is. All right, Iran is not a threat. I mean, they are a threat, but not to the level that we think they are a threat to. They try to threaten us that oil squeezes and soaring prices. Not necessarily, all right? We get our oil from everywhere else of the world, not just from the Middle East, all right? And the reason why the oil price goes up places like California is dependent on the living conditions, all right? California has sales tax on oil that does not have nothing to do with oil supply at all, all right? There's a sales tax going to increase in July. It have nothing to do with oil prices at all. It have everything to do with taxing people to death. That's the deal with the oil prices. It's all misleading, right? People don't understand. The threat is meaningless. I'm not bothered by the threat. And they're not giving another option that Trump don't have to do anything. All right? Because it's not our war. No troop. All right? These oil carriers, the Japan oil carriers and Norwegian oil carriers, when they cruised down through the Gulf of Oman, they knew what they were getting themselves into. They knew this was the Iran territory. They knew this was uncharted water, they're not supposed to be in it. So they took that risk anyway and blew themselves up. All right, this is all, to me, and speculations. It's all inside job, right? Remember the Gulf of Tonkin. Remember Pearl Harbor, all right? False flag situation. Remember WMD, right? Try to get us to war. Is another example of what it is, all right? Let's finish this thing. Iran appeared ready to match threat for threat. As we mentioned, a real war first unfolded in the Middle East today. The war where oil tankers, oil delivered in the world 30% of the world's supply. 30%, that's not much. Like I said, we don't get the majority of our oils from the Middle East at all. All right? Are the target. 30% is nothing. They mostly serviced Asian region, China, and Europe. That's what they are. President Trump and his Middle East ally would have bear the responsibility of losses and increase the oil prices worldwide due to the attack on oil tankers and are not likely to stop even a force of U.S. threat. This is what today ICG, threat against the U.S. carrier in the Persian Gulf, is all about. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo briefing reporters Tuesday after meeting with CENTCOM defense chief, saying he ready to present the president with the full range of options, right? And one of his options is not to do nothing. He don't have to do anything. We have to be toughly woven, which other military, Pompeo said, according to Bloomberg. However, his retired that President Trump does not want war. What? He reiterated that President Trump do not want war. Of course, he don't want war. So you're going to give option of war? Remember, Mike Pompeo is not to be trusted as well. He's from the deep state as well. Remember, Mike Pompeo was in the CIA before Trump was elected. All right? Mike Pompeo is embedded with his career politics. Same as John Bolton, the guy with the mustache, right? They're all in cahoots, and they're all warmongers, right? He's going to give him an option. And I hope Trump know that the best option is not to do anything. The best deal is no deal. This comes from his book. All right, but let's continue. Pompeo added that the president had sent Japan Prime Minister Shinzo Abe a message to take the Iran leadership without disclosure detail of the precise nature and the message, but likely Trump again tried to extend the hands of restart direct negotiation, something which it appeared that Tehran has unwilling to do again after the U.S. unilaterally pulled out of the ICPOA. All right, look, Shinzo Abe. You know when this happened? Shinzo Abe was there as well. He was there making a deal with Iran, and then Iran started to attack the carrier. How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense at all. Why would you attack the person that's supposed to talk with you that exact day? Right? It doesn't make any sense. Shinzo Abe was talking to Iran, and next thing you know, they attacked Japanese carrier. How does that make sense? All right, there's a lot of things that doesn't make sense within the situations. All right, there's a lot of plot holes. There's a lot of dots. They took a video camera of quote unquote Iran troop taking a bomb off the carrier when there's nothing marked that says Iran. All right, there's too much inconsistency with this. All right, you know what the option is? Don't do anything. Don't do anything. All right, you do not want a war. They try to say there's only two options: price goes up or military conflict. You know what? There's another option. Is just don't do anything. Right now, as it is right now, it's fine as it is. If you just keep it the status quo right now, it will be fine. You don't have to go into war. All right, that's what people are not telling you. There's always an option. There's always a third option. And the third option is, what people don't know is that, hold on. What the third option is, they give you two options. To do something, and this will happen. Do another thing, this will happen. But they don't give you a third option. The third option is to don't do anything at all. Alright? There's always a third option. Alright? And Mike Pompeo, you clearly try to do this, man. He's trying to push into war. And I hope Trump is smarter not to go into this stuff and just don't do anything. Because these are not our carriers, Norwegian oil tankers. How is that related to us? How is that a part of us? They're not Americans. No American troop was dead. And you want to go into war with no American troop? Make any sense at all. That doesn't make any sense. And most of our oil reserve is not basic consumption is not primarily come from the Middle East. It's ridiculous. But let me know you agree. You think Trump have only two options? You think one of his options should not go to war? All right, let me know you agree. Leave a comment below. Once again, YouTube don't want me to spread this kind of information because I'm the type of thing I'm talking about. They demonetize my channel. All right, because they demonetize my channel, I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. I mean, I can say anything I want without being bothered by any outside interference. Because of that, I'm not taking any donation because of the point of this channel is to get people to think. If you like what I do and want to support me, you can like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. All right. When you like, share, subscribe, it encourages me to make more videos. When you encourage me to make more videos, I saturate YouTube with my videos. Once YouTube is saturated with my videos, it messes around with the algorithm and spread my video to a lot of to the masses, and therefore making people wake up and start to ask questions. That's the point of the channel. If I get one people to ask questions, I achieve my goal. You don't have to agree with me or anything like that. But on a note, guys, let me know you agree. This is the HighlyEvolvedPodcast. I know your time is very precious. I try not wasting your time. On that note, guys, and I'm signing out. Peace.